So when I decided to do this video, I did not know that it was going to be a how to bake a vegan cake with a teething baby video. I thought it was just gonna be how to bake a vegan cake. But here we are, rolling with the punches. So Autumn's gonna help me. And I was gonna put her in a cute outfit, but you know what? No. I'm talking about you. Anyway, so I found this recipe on, it's called Chocolate Covered Katie. It is a blog and she's incredible. This is actually called the non-vegan approved chocolate cake. And it absolutely is. Tried and true. My husband loves it. So I'm going to walk you through how to make this cake and what you're going to need if this little gem lets me. So I've got all of my stuff kind of set up here. I have my mixing bowls, my measuring tools. I've got all my ingredients over here, just so they're all within arm's reach. And I have preheated my oven to 350 degrees as directed. And we're just gonna go for it, man. So what you will need is 2 cups of flour, 3/4 a cup of cocoa, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1.5 cups of sugar, 1/2 cup of applesauce, 1/2 cup of almond butter. You can also use oil. There's a few other alternatives as well that are allergy friendly. I'm going to give you a link to the actual recipe. So do you want to hold it? Okay. 1.5 tablespoons of vanilla, which that part actually really surprised me because that felt like a lot of vanilla, but that is indeed the correct amount. And 1.5 cups of water. Now that is just for the cake part, and I'm also going to walk you through the frosting part, which is incredible. And it's really important to get unsweetened cocoa powder. I just got the Hershey's unsweetened cocoa powder. It is vegan. Show you what it looks like here. Right here. So I am just going to start by with my dry ingredients. Like any cookie or cake recipe, we do separate out the wet and dry. So I'm going to start with my flour, and got my gold medal all-purpose flour. So 2 cups. Show you guys the excitement of this. All right, so I have completed my flour. I'm going to now add the cocoa powder, 3/4 of a cup. This part scares me because this stuff can get everywhere. So sometimes I like to use the 1/4 cup and kind of scoop it into the 1/2 cup, just so I don't get it all over. So 1/4. Give you guys a good look at that. Oh wow. The amount of drool that just came out of this girl's mouth. And we're just gonna keep pushing through. Now on to the baking soda. 1 teaspoon, pretty standard amount. 1 teaspoon of salt. So I just use regular, good old Morton's. I do have an extra ingredient that I've added into this cake that Katie didn't call for, and it's a lot of baby drool probably. So I will let you know how that improves it. So I've got all of that, and then, all right, so now I am almost done with my dry ingredients. I've just gotta add my sugar. And I do like to kind of put things back where I got them right after I'm done using them, because otherwise I'll forget that I use them because I have mom brain. So use that, use that. So now I am adding my just pure cane sugar, 1.5 cups. So I got my own handy half cup here. And now remember guys, this isn't necessarily like a healthy, you know, health food cake. This is a vegan dairy-free cake, but I tend to believe that anything that is free of dairy is automatically healthier, because dairy has a lot of terrible effects on your body that I won't go into, because this isn't a persuasive video, this is just an informative video, and I'm, you know, just trying to show you guys how to bake a delicious cake. But the reason that I got the idea to do this is because my mom is a vegan, and it was her birthday last week. I'm a vegetarian, I raised my family vegetarian, but my mom is a vegan. And so I really wanted to make her a cake, because no one has made her a cake in years, because apparently everyone is intimidated by making a vegan cake. So I found this recipe and I could not believe how easy it was and how simple it was and how fast it was. So it inspired me and I really wanted to share it with all of you. So I'm just mixing up my dry ingredients here. Hi bud, it is a chocolate cake. So I am now ready to conquer my wet ingredients. So I'm gonna move this to the side here for the moment and move these over here. So I've got my applesauce, got my almond butter, I got my oil, I got my vanilla, and then I'll get my water in a second. So I'm gonna start out with my applesauce, and I need 1/2 cup of applesauce. I just got these little guys. They're just like little organic from Target. I'm not actually sure how much is in one of these, but definitely enough for 1/2 cup, I hope. If not, I have more. Wow, it's like actually exactly 1/2 cup. So if you wanna make things really easy on yourself, use these. Yeah? Autumn agrees. And then 1/2 cup of almond butter. I've chosen almond butter, and I actually, last time I made this, one of the other options is to do vegetable oil. And because I found that my almond butter was a little bit hard to work with, I put a little bit of vegetable oil in with my almond butter. Out so I can recycle it. So now I am just mixing those two together a little bit. And then I'm going to add my vanilla, my massive amount of vanilla, which is 1.5 tablespoons. Whoop. Trust me, it turns out amazing. Don't worry. And then we need 1.5 cups of water. Just plain old water. I almost just spilled this entire thing of vegetable oil. That would have been fun. I would have taken this video on another turn. Alright, so just grabbing my water. I don't know why I keep saying it like that. So I like to use a fork to mix up the wet ingredients, just because it is, you know, a little bit hard to mix the oil and the water and the almond butter and the applesauce all together. So then you're ready to add your wet to you're dry. And I am now realizing that I needed a bigger bowl, but we're gonna rock it out. So at this point, it's honestly, add some baby sneezes, a little sprinkle of baby sneezes. Really spices that up, and maybe throw some baby foot in there. Anyway, this is when it starts to look really incredible. I'll give you guys a quick peek. All right, so once you have it looking like really delicious and rich like this is what you want it to look like. And honestly, one of the reasons I love this cake so much is because it is so rich and chocolatey. I mean, it's like a chocolate lover's dream. All right, so I've got both of my pans set up here. They are greased with vegan butter. I didn't show you guys that part because I felt like you probably knew how to grease a pan, but I'm just gonna pour them in. It does make 2 8x8s. Yeah. So that is about what they should look like before they go in the oven. Okay, so I'm just gonna throw these in the oven now for 25 minutes or until you can stick a toothpick in it. And I mean, you know the deal with cakes. Comes out smooth or without anything on it. So as you can tell, I am missing something very important. No, her older brother's watching her. He came to the rescue, thankfully, so now I can show you how to make the frosting while he plays with her in her brown. So the actual recipe is 1 can of coconut milk, 1/4 cup plus 1 tablespoon of the cocoa powder, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, and then you just add the confectioner to your liking of the level of sweetness that you want. All right, here we go. And the coconut cream is not the most delightful looking thing in the world, but you really do, that's how you want it to look. You want it to be really thick like this, and that's how you're gonna get that frosting consistency. And I'm actually gonna pour some of this water out because you want, like I said, want it to be as thick as possible. So you just throw the whole can in. Oh, there was a lot of water hanging under there. So I'm gonna try to actually drain a little bit of this water out. All right, so that's, let me show you guys, that's kind of how it should look. Just pouring it on my floor, it's fine. That is kind of how it should look, really thick like that. If it is really watery, make sure that you drain a little bit of that water out. Even if you end up with less, it's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna add in my vanilla. Like I said, 1/2 teaspoon. Give that a little mix. I feel like I sound like I'm on a cooking show right now. Or like a mixture of Bob Ross and Martha Stewart. And then, so we're gonna do the rest of our chocolate, or cocoa powder I should say. 1/4 cup plus a tablespoon. Yeah, we're good. We're good. That is a teaspoon. So, and then as far as the sugar goes, I just kind of start adding it. Not about that much, and it's to taste, so it's your preference. If you want it really, really sweet, you can make it really sweet. If you want it more on the rich side, you can do that too. So then you just want to mix that around. You can use a whisk. You can also use a KitchenAid for any of this. If you have like a hand mixer or a full-on KitchenAid, you can do that as well. But you don't have to, it's not required. So see how it's really starting to look like frosting? And then at this point, you're just gonna taste it until it tastes how you want it to. I'm gonna make it a little bit sweeter, just because I have a really bad sweet tooth and so does my husband. I had to change because I just got chocolate all over that. So I am back. It's Brittany, and I am back. So I'm just adding extra sugar, like I said, because I'm really healthy like that. So, oh, look how good that looks. I might even add a little bit more. Call me crazy. That was more than a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna put this away because that was definitely enough. And I'm grounded. So honestly, that concludes the baking portion and preparing portion of my video. But the piece with this that is incredibly important, are your ears open wide? Really important is it really adds so much, and Katie says this in her recipe, to leave both the frosting and the cakes in the fridge overnight and then frost the next day. It just really adds so much richness, and I haven't tried it the other way, but I'm gonna trust Katie on this one because it was incredible. So I really don't wanna change anything. So, oh my gosh, so freaking good. So I will go get my baby and get you guys when it's ready to frost. So we're now going to frost these. And it is a really good idea to let these cool overnight in the fridge. It really adds a lot of richness. Katie actually recommends that in her recipe. So there is your finished product, and I am just gonna put these guys in the fridge overnight and enjoy them tomorrow. And then I'm gonna eat both of them all tomorrow.